If next year you're going to do your Erasmus in Budapest, you've come to the right place. I'm Morgane from Erasmus Play, and in this video I'm gonna give you the ultimate guide for your Erasmus in Budapest. And the first thing we'll talk about, of course, is accommodation. If you're wondering whether it's better to live in a residence or in a flat, I will solve your doubt very quickly. Shared apartments are the most chosen option by students. In fact, there's very few residences in Budapest. To give you an idea, depending on the location and the characteristics of the apartment, you can find rooms in shared apartments for about 200 euros a month. And as for the best areas to live in Budapest, the first thing you have to take into account is that the city is divided into two parts by the Danube River. On one side is Buda, where you can find the most residential and quiet areas, and on the other side, Pest, which is where what we like is. The parties, the universities, well, that last one, not so much. So where do you think the students are going to live? Well, in Pest, obviously, I'm telling you. And Budapest is divided into 23 districts or kerülets. Usually, Erasmus students tend to live in the most central districts, which are districts 5, 6, 7 and 8. Likewise, Budapest main universities are located in the center. And another topic that couldn't be left out of any of our guides is obviously the gastronomy. In this city, you can enjoy the incredible Hungarian gastronomy, which is usually spicy and somewhat greasy. For example, some of the typical dishes we recommend you to try are the goulash, which is probably one of the most popular dishes of the Hungarian cuisine. It's a spicy stew with pieces of beef and vegetables, served with bread and a lot of paprika. Then you will find the langos. It's the street dish par excellence. It's fried bread eaten hot and accompanied with many ingredients. The 𝒐𝒂𝒏𝒍𝒐𝒂𝒅, it's chicken stewed with, of course, paprika, like I said so in the name, and sour cream. Although it's also usually accompanied with onion, green peppers and tomatoes. Palacinta, better known as the Hungarian crepes. These pancakes can be sweet or salty, and it's very common in Budapest to find street stalls where they sell them. And finally, the 𝒐𝒂𝒏𝒍𝒐𝒂𝒅, or chimney cake. It's a thin ribbon of dough with touches of cinnamon. Although you can also add sugar or chocolate chips, or even fill it with chocolate or nuts. You can find it in bakeries or street stalls. We recommend you to pay a visit to the following places during your stay in Budapest. The Caravan Market, where you can find various food trucks, and the Central Market of Budapest, of course. However, in Budapest you can find all kinds of restaurants and food. So if you want to eat a McDonald's, you can eat it too. And moving on to what really interests us, let's talk about the leisure and partying in Budapest. Let's dive into the subject right now. If you like to party in Budapest, you won't get bored. Some of the must places you cannot miss are the 𝒏𝒐𝒂𝒏𝒍𝒐𝒂𝒅, probably the most famous brewing pub of the whole city. It has 2 floors and is always very crowded. Morrison's too. This is one of the best places to go out partying. In many occasions, with the card of the student associations, the entrance is free. Instant. In this club, there are various rooms, so you will find different styles of music in each of them. But if you like techno, this club is for you. And finally, Octet. It's one of the mythical nightclubs of the city and is located very close of the St. Stephen's Church. As for the cost of living, Budapest is quite an affordable city. As you know, Hungary is part of the European Union, but still, this country has its own currency, the Hungarian forint. As a matter of fact, 1 euro corresponds roughly to 400 Hungarian florins, more or less. Some students use commission-free cards, such as Revolut. If you want to become a member, I'll leave you a link in the description box and you will get 3 months for free on the premium account. And as for transportation, there are monthly and semester passes for students, which cost around 3,500 and 16,000 Hungarian florins respectively. The cost of living for a student in Budapest will be roughly around 500 euros a month. But everything will depend on 4 variables: accommodation, transportation, shopping basket, and leisure. And as for the places you cannot miss in Budapest, well, let me tell you that it's an amazing city. Its culture and its historical past have given it the fame of being one of the most beautiful cities in Europe. So, some of the places we recommend you to visit in Budapest are the Széchenyi Bath. It's one of the largest thermal baths in Europe. St. Stephen's Basilica. It's the highest basilica in Budapest with a height of 96 meters. You can also climb to the top of the tower, from where you can see the whole city. The Parliament of Budapest. This is the most representative monument of the city, and it's located on the banks of the Danube River. We recommend you to visit the Parliament from the inside. There are guided tours. The Jewish Quarter and the Great Synagogue, which, as its name suggests, is one of the largest synagogues in the world. So it's certainly a must-see during your stay. There is also Buda Castle, which was the residence of the kings of Hungary, and today it houses the Hungarian National Gallery, the Budapest History Museum, and the 𝒐𝒐𝒂𝒏𝒍𝒐𝒂𝒅. Finally, you cannot miss the Budapest Opera House, one of the most elegant places in the whole city, and the Fisherman's Bastion, which is one of the best viewpoints of the whole city. And moving on to the trips you can make from Budapest, you should know that it's a city located in the center of Europe, so you can easily move to other European cities. One of the most popular options for students is to move around by bus, as it's usually very economical. But Budapest also has an airport, from which departs flights to more than 100 destinations, and also operate with low-cost companies. Some of the trips we recommend you to take are St. Andrews. It's a small town which mixes the charm of medieval villages with the Hungarian tradition. It's about 30 minutes away by train, more or less. Then there is Pécs. It's about 2.5 hours away, so you'll probably go out partying there too. Visit something, I don't know. Walk around for a bit. They also have some World Heritage monuments. Bratislava, which is only 2.5 hours away by bus. Then there is Prague. It's one of the mandatory visits if you're an Erasmus student in Budapest. And finally, Krakow. Although it will take you a few hours by bus to get to this Polish city, it's one of the trips we recommend you to take during your Erasmus. And if you've reached this point of the video, you can't leave without the tips that Erasmus Play has prepared for you, of course. First of all, if you come from a European country, don't forget to request the European Health Insurance card well in advance. The supermarkets you will find in Budapest are Aldi, Lidl, Spar and Tesco. You can download the Erasmus Play app to meet other Erasmus students going to Budapest and maybe find your future roommates. Another tip is to become a member of the student associations to benefit from discounts at many places, as well as sign up for their parties and trips. And finally, as we mentioned before, the Hungarian forint is the currency used in Hungary. So we recommend you that you get a card without commissions, such as Revolut, to be able to withdraw cash. And this is the end of today's video. We hope it was helpful. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and activate the notification bell to be advised when we upload a new video. And also, don't forget that we leave you our social networks right below in the description box, and you can follow us there too. See you soon with new videos. Bye bye, assistant!